judge, the lawyer, and the jury. I myself have mercy, cause anything me done, I'm on a coolin'. I'm just so coolin'. I'm just so coolin'.
Hello and welcome everyone to Chicago, Illinois. Tonight we rewind the early 90s for a contest between two of the most exciting teams of that era. The brash and aggressive young Charlotte Hornets taking on the preeminent team in the NBA, the Chicago Bulls.
And the Hornets, a relative newcomer, both the franchise, which was started in 1988, and the players. They led this team to its first ever playoff appearance in '93, making it to the second round.
They look to knock off a team in the Chicago Bulls that we find in the midst of its first championship three-peat, a powerhouse ball club if ever you saw one.
And as always, this Bulls team revolves around the Hall of Fame talents of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen at shooting guard and small forward, respectively.
But if the Hornets are to find an edge in this one, it would have to be on their front line with the athletic and imposing combination of Larry Johnson at power forward and Alonzo Mourning at center. They'll need to have big games if the Hornets are going to win this one.
And as we look at this Bulls team, of course, we mentioned Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, the 6'2" B.J. Armstrong at point guard, and up front, Horace Grant and their center, Bill Cartwright. The lineup for the Hornets, 5'3" Muggsy Bogues running the show at the point guard, Kendall Gill in at the shooting guard, Wingate in at the 3, the small forward, and their talented young front court tandem, Larry Johnson out of UNLV and Alonzo Mourning out of Georgetown. Now, guys, if you were trying to, in a nutshell, describe what made Jordan so special, what would you say?
Well, a lot of attributes. I mean, his competitive spirit, his unique physical gifts. I mean, the guy was a tremendous basketball player. You add on top of that, tremendous athleticism as well. He's a guy who could jump, he was strong, tremendous drive and focus. I just think it was his combination of basketball skill and athletic excellence.
And the fact that he was just so driven. I mean, you touched on it, Clark, that guy wanted to win more than anything else in his life. And he approached every single day as a competition. And he drove himself and his teammates so hard that he just elevated everybody to new heights. You got to wonder about the effort defensively. They did not get back there.
Yeah, you know what? A beautiful finish one way or the other, though. And that's what made Muggsy Bogues such a terrific ball thief. A great combination of instinct and quickness, not to mention that low center of gravity of his.
From deep, Jordan, and the rebound goes to the Hornets.
Well, Michael Jordan impacted the game in so many ways, including in the fashion category. Remember the baggy shorts that eventually became popular? He was really the first guy to wear them.
Yeah, you know what? And he said it wasn't so much about fashion for him, but rather function, because it gave him a chance to hold the hem when he rested. I had not heard that, but I guess it makes sense. It also helped hide the UNC shorts he always wear under his Bulls uniform. So I see where he had a couple of reasons for those long shorts.
Armstrong. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. We've seen a quick start here for the Hornets. Now Bogues passes it to Gill. Shoots over Grant. Here's Mourning. Hits it. Well done on the second effort. Mourning's got 6 points.
Great start here early on, but they've got to continue to play well to maintain that lead.
Boy, I tell you what, really nice start for him here, guys. Getting after it at both ends of the floor, you got to like that.
Here's Grant. Tries again, and he zips to the basket and lays it in.
And we see Horace Grant, the third scorer for this Bulls team after Jordan and Pippen. Nice feathery touch for a big man. Well, at 5'3", Muggsy, still the shortest guy ever to play in the NBA, but he made up for it with speed, toughness, and strength. He was just an incredible defensive player.
And that he was, Steve. I mean, tough as they come. He was raised in inner city Baltimore and actually got the nickname Muggsy because of his physical style growing up. He was trying to mug guys out there on the court.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
Well, I know what it was like to play with Jordan. Clark, what were your impressions of playing against him?
Well, I didn't have to go head-to-head with him too much, but I didn't hear him talk a whole lot. I knew he was extremely competitive and a big-time point producer. That's for sure. I didn't get the wrath of his trash talking because by the time he was starting to do that on a regular basis, I was sitting courtside with the microphone.
Now here's Bowes. Following the miss by Michael Jordan. Wide open. That drops.
Muggsy was always so adept at finding those gaps in the defense, spreading the ball around. He's one of the NBA's top 20 all-time assist leaders.
Now here's Pippen. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Here's Grant. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Here's Bowes. They have a 9-point lead. Guarded by Paxson. Paxson against Bowes. He passes it to Newman. From deep. The rebound by Jordan.
Well, I think what set Michael Jordan apart was his love for the game. And he absolutely enjoyed being on the basketball court. And that's one of the reasons he worked so hard at it. In fact, he even put a love of the game clause in his contract that allowed him to play basketball anywhere at any time during the summer.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Bill Cartwright, he's checked in for Purdue. Williams comes in for Horace Grant. And McCray subbed in for Scottie Pippen. Charlotte also making some changes. Gaddison comes in for Mourning. And Bennett subbed in for Bowes. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Steve, you were one of the fortunate few who played with Michael Jordan. How was he as a teammate?
Well, Clark, he was incredibly demanding. I mean, he was such a leader, and he drove everyone so hard in practice on a daily basis. And it was not easy. He would get on you if he didn't think you were bringing it. So he really forced everybody to lift the level of their game.
And the Bulls with another miss.
It's clear they had one thing on their mind when they came out of the gate today. Rebound.
Yeah, they've opened up the game with a pretty good margin in that area. Great sign for this club. And you have to like the way they've started out offensively.
Yeah, I like the way they've put together basket after basket, consecutive hoops, and as a result, they put together a nice lead here.
And an overpowering first quarter effort, already a double-digit advantage. Hornets on top, they're up by 11.
And a good start.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. Here's Paxson. Williams is out there with Purdue. Then there's McCray. Then it's B.J. Armstrong. And it's Paxson in at the 2. That's the Bulls 5 as we get into the second quarter. McCray. Rodney McCray scoring there, part of that Louisville team that won the NCAA title in 1980.
And for Jordan, the 92-93 season capped off 7 straight scoring titles and 3 straight NBA championships. Just amazing success. And then he shocked the basketball world by deciding to retire prior to the next season.
Here's Mourning off the pick. Over Armstrong. He stays with it and gets the second chance and nails it. Mourning's got 8 points.
I can't fault what he's been doing out there. Some really impressive shooting.
Armstrong kicks to Williams. Lets it fly. The rebound by Bennett. And for Michael Jordan, you know, you were talking about that, Steve. When he retired, he said he'd lost his passion for the game. And he played a lot of it, certainly. 3 straight finals, plus the Dream Team, and the summer of '92. I'm sure, Clark, he was both physically and mentally exhausted.
Yeah, I think so. And then the other part of the equation for him was he admitted that the tragic passing of his father earlier that year was a pretty significant factor as well. I mean, Jordan decided to pursue a career in baseball for a few years. It had been a dream of his dad's that he'd play in the majors, and I think it was a break that he needed from basketball, but also to try to fulfill that dream that his dad had, especially on the heels of his dad passing so tragically. They have a nice lead here and have really controlled the glass for the majority of the game. Kudos to them for their strong effort on the backboard.
Yeah, and they're sending a message too, Clark. They're really coming out and playing a very physical game here.
There's the pass to Paxson. Deflects the pass.
Rodney McCray was a very stingy defender, twice making the NBA's all-defensive team.
You know, his head was on the swivel that time, and he was able to anticipate that pass.
Morning backing down. The shot. It's rebounded by McCray. Bulls trail by 13. The three. And again, Chicago. No good. Here's Charlotte now. Here's Newman. Shoots from 12. Curry's shot is good. Curry's got 5 points now this quarter.
It looks like he's finding his touch now because the shots are starting to fall.
Hornets leading by 15. The finish. Throws down the breakaway jam.
As soon as they force that turnover, they really attack the rim. I like that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought that was the highlight of the sequence.